Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are building the Deadpool from Blokees. So when I first saw the box of this model, I thought it was going to be a huge model kit, but I was wrong. It's actually when you actually assemble it and finish building it, it's about the size of a high grade. So yeah, the box can be a little deceiving. Just be aware that it's kind of smaller, much smaller than the box. And here I kind of had trouble putting this part in. That two little thing that sticks out, that should be towards the face. And you'll see me attach another one to it and you'll see. And it looks pretty good. The quality is really good. I mean, the texture, you can actually feel the texture. So here, look at that. That's how you assemble it. The smaller part goes in the bottom there. So it should be sticking out, that front part. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, with the texture, it's very textury, I guess you can call it. You can feel the texture. Very high quality, I think. And the eyes are actually two different eyes. I don't know if you noticed it. There's one where his eyes are fully open and the other one where he's like slightly closing down a little bit, like squinting. But I just went with the open eyes one instead of the squinting. Didn't want to bother taking it apart and putting it back together again. But they made it easy to remove the head and put a new one in. Now this model is fairly easy to assemble. There are certain parts which were a little bit difficult, but you'll see later. It's mostly on the hip part, the crotch and the leg, the hip joint. Now that little knob sticking out, that's where you put the elbow joint. And you'll see it later. So when I was editing this video, I was kind of surprised that it only took about 30 minutes to build this. Well, technically for me it was more like 40 because I was trying to film everything, making sure everything's correct. And I got it on video. But yeah, it's a quick build. All the parts seems to snap on pretty tightly, and it's a good fit. Here I forgot the joints, not the weed joint, but the little joint pieces. were a little bit difficult to push in. And as you can see, they have 3 different hands, but I just kept it with the closed fist. And there's the elbow. You can see the diamond that points downward goes towards the hand. A little tricky to put it in there, but it looks pretty good once it's in. Oh, and by the way, this model wasn't very expensive. It was like, what is it, $19? So pretty much the same kind of prices as the other Blokees stuff, the smaller models. I mean, that's why I buy a lot of Blokees stuff, because their stuff is so inexpensive and it's high quality. Kind of like that Tarn model that I did in the other video, the previous videos. That was like $39, and that was very good quality stuff, highly detailed. And the same thing here with the Deadpool model, highly detailed, very good quality stuff. And the plastics seems like very tough and strong plastic. They're not like cheap plastics. I mean, I think I would have a hard time breaking them. And I actually looked at the Wolverine model. I mean, like the movie version. And this model looks very similar to the movie version. It's got a lot of little details. Kind of represents Deadpool himself. Now, to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of Deadpool before the movie. It's actually the movie that made me like Deadpool, but before that I didn't really care much for it. I was more of a Wolverine guy. And even before that, I wasn't a big fan of Wolverine before he appeared in the movies. Yeah, I was a big X-Men fan, but I was more towards the I like Cyclops and Jean Grey and Cable. That was more my interest. Kind of like a family dynamic. And of course, who could forget Apocalypse? I also love that character, but I think it kind of got ruined with the movie Age of Apocalypse. Yeah, that movie wasn't so great. Kind of destroyed Apocalypse's story and how powerful he really is. Very good detailed quality. Like I said, very hard plastic with a lot of textures. That was pretty simple. And now is the difficult part here, the crotch. This was a little complicated. You gotta make sure you put things in the right place. So that little circular thing on the right there, just gotta make sure the flat part is on the inside and the not so flat parts on the outside, like what I'm doing here. Make sure it's pointing correctly, like what I'm doing. See there? That flat part's on the inside. And once again, the flat part is on the inside. Just want to make sure you guys do it correctly so you don't mess it up, because it'll be hard to undo it. Make sure it's turned one way. Yeah, that was a little difficult to assemble. My fingers were hurting a little bit there, trying to get it in there. And you connect those two together with the things sticking out the opposite way. And that's gonna be the hip joint or the leg joint. And at first I thought it didn't assemble, it didn't quite connect, but it actually is. Because there's a little gap there at the bottom, but that's only because, you know, once you push it down like so, that's when the gap disappears. So that's the joint for the hip or the legs. thought it was kind of funny the way they built his butt. Very curvy butt. Very nice. Curvy butt. And if you're watching this the day that I upload this video, don't forget to watch the next one, because that's gonna be the Wolverine one. So I got Deadpool and I've got Wolverine, and I'll upload Wolverine next week. Oh, and here's a little reminder to please like and subscribe. It definitely motivates me to keep making these videos, because if no one's watching it, then kind of feel like I don't need to be making these videos if people aren't watching them. Kind of like my tips and tricks videos. I had like 7 views, so I stopped making them. Oh, and the connection to the thigh, the thicker part of that little 2 holes there, that should be on the top part. And you'll see it again with the other leg. So back to what I was saying before, I have Wolverine coming up. So if you check out this video, don't forget to check out the Wolverine video. It's also another nice build. I might actually get more of these. They've got Captain America and Thor and Iron Man. So that would be pretty cool. Get everyone. And I'm sure Star-Lord and all of his teams will also be on Blokees as a model kit in the future, I'm guessing. I would definitely get Groot and Rocket Raccoon. Look at that detail on the gun. That's pretty nice. It's too bad you can't actually remove the gun and have him hold it. That's the, was it the knife? Yeah, that's the knife. I thought it was a baton first. Now this model kit does come with a little knife, which you'll see later. It's probably the same kind of knife that's on its leg. Now that other piece on the floor there, that was a incorrect piece. You'll see me switch it out. Yeah, that's actually the foot, the heel of the toes. Okay, that's the correct one there. Now keep in mind that the this little piece here, this little part, they actually come apart if you twist them a little bit too much when after the assembly. So you might have to clip them or push them back together again. So that's just a little info there. These are fairly simple, but they're very detailed. On the heel, on the bottom of the shoe, there's a lot of texture to it. I mean, look at that. Look at the texture on that footprint there. I like that kind of little details. Similar to the this Death Trooper that I built a while back. But the Death Trooper, the bottom of it is made out of kind of rubbery, but this one's more of a hard plastic. There's only one way to put this in there. There's like a little notch at the top, so you gotta match that knee part with the notch. And it's now this is easier if you bend that piece right there. If you bend it like that, it's easier to put in the foot and to push it up there like that. See, I tried doing it straight on, not as good. It's a lot of good movements, a lot of articulation. Yeah, I didn't realize you could bend it all the way back. Now, if you bend it too much, it'll pop out. Same thing with the hip part. As you can see here, the thicker part, that goes on the top. I don't know why I kept changing it back and forth here. Yeah, that's how you do it right there. But it has to go with the other one so it fits in. There you go. So like I said, the thicker part goes on top. I don't think you could mess it up though, because it looks like it's a different kind of hole. The top hole and the bottom hole is slightly different, I believe. Yeah, if it doesn't go in one way, then switch it around to the other side. Then it'll fit. I gotta be honest with you, I really love Blokees stuff. They keep coming out with new stuff and really good stuff. And I actually saw this model kits a long time ago, like last year. It was on Facebook. If you subscribe to Blokees Facebook page. I mean, not Facebook. Yes, I'm sorry. Facebook, yes. I follow them on Facebook. And they actually had a convention and they were selling these like years ago. And only now are we getting it. So people in Asia and the other part of the world already had this kit available. And we're just getting it now. So there's gonna be other kits that they've put out in other countries. It'll take a while for it to get to us here in the US. There's like the whole X-Men and Marvel stuff, like the whole bunch of it. And Spider-Man 2 that's coming up. DC Universe stuff. I can't wait for all that. But it's just too bad that we have to wait so long. I don't understand why other countries get it first. But it doesn't seem like the Transformer stuff, other countries don't seem to get it first. Or maybe they get it like a couple of months ahead of us. Then the US gets it later. It's probably because Blokees is an Asian company. I think they're in the Philippines or something, or even in China. Not sure. So I guess it's easier for them to distribute all the stuff to the Asian market first. It's kind of like a test run to see how popular it is, and then they can distribute it to other countries, to the US. But yeah, I hope the time between is a little bit faster in the future. These are really pretty cool, and they would sell like hotcakes here. I mean, I don't understand some of those other blocky stuff where it's like Chinese. I mean, how did I expect to sell any Chinese characters in the US? Not sure about that and how successful or unsuccessful it's been. Because I've never heard any of those characters. Those heroes, Chinese characters. I don't know who they are. I've never bought them or care to buy them in the future. But Transformers, Marvel, DC stuff, yeah, we want those. The Chinese characters, not so much. People don't know them, so why are they selling them here? Okay, once you put that in there, you have to push that upward. I actually learned that from building a couple of these humanoid models. When you get the hip in there, you gotta push it up into the hip. Because it'll just look weird if it's just hanging out. That was quick. We're almost done. And I forgot the connection point there for the neck. Need one of those. Now this is a little difficult to put in because it kept rolling around. It's a ball. Yeah, I had a hard time putting it in there. I thought about editing them out, but wanted you to see how difficult it could be. Might have actually been easier if I put it in the head first and then in the neck. I don't know. And also I was kind of missing another connection to the neck for the other head. The Wolverine one had two, but this one only had one for some reason. Or maybe I just lost it. But yeah, very good model. Nice. Nice and sturdy. And it's not as big as the box, as you can see. And we have his weapons, sword, and little knife there. It's actually pretty good quality too. The only problem is that the sword keeps wanting to fall out because there's nothing really holding it in there. So anytime you move him around, the sword kind of gets loose from the top. Very movie accurate. And, that X in the back. Very nice. I've got this knife here, little knife. Alright, beautiful model. Actually very fun to build. As you can see, the sword keeps falling off or wanting to come out. Yeah, I really love this model. This one and Wolverine. I'm hoping to get more of these since they're not that expensive. And because it was Deadpool, I really had a fun time posing him in different various positions. I had to edit some of that out because I didn't want to get in trouble. But yeah, I did some crazy poses with him. You'll see later on at the end. There's some really wild poses. But yeah, we're coming to an end here. So I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. That would really help me a lot. I would really appreciate it. And thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.